you picking up here what the public is putting down, or what other bets would you expect to be at the top of the board right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially when you're talking about the MVP, like the quarterbacks, the two quarterbacks are the more popular ones here. That's the position that wins it more often than not. I think it's over 65% of the time a quarterback has won that there. Like, I know there's been some love for Evan McPherson because of how well he's been doing, and they're a big reason why he's here. But a kicker is not going to win this one here unless this game ends up being like 9-3 or something like that, and McPherson is the only one that's basically scoring in this one. I don't see a chance how he wins it here. So I get you want to take McPherson because of how good he's been, especially in the playoffs here. But there's almost no chance that he's going to win this one here. So I think taking the MVPs for the quarterbacks is the right one here. Cooper Kupp's getting some love too as well. 6-1. Obviously, if he can make a big deal, and we've seen him do that before, he's a good candidate. But I still think the quarterbacks are the right place here.
Reid, so right now the top bet, again, according to Steve Buchanan's tweet, Joe Burrow for MVP at plus 225 odds. So that does make sense, right? If most people think the Bengals are going to cover, win, and hit the over.
Yeah, and starting the playoffs, you could have, or I think maybe before the AFC Championship game, you could have got him at plus like 1,000 to be MVP here. So clearly it's gone down, but that's the right call, right? Because you see it's just been the quarterback play, and especially with the whole Joe Burrow, like the legend of Joe Burrow, right? If him not winning this, it just wouldn't be okay for the NFL. And a lot of these writers see what they say about the MVPs. They don't have a lot of time to like get their votes in. So if someone plays okay, if someone plays essentially how they're supposed to play, unless we see 3 interceptions and a return for a touchdown to win the game, it's usually going to go to the quarterbacks. But the one I like, kind of going to what Julian's sort of in his world of special teams, Evan McPherson over 1.5 field goals made for Cincinnati is at minus 120. McPherson has gone 4 for 4 in his last 3 playoff games, and he hasn't gone below this number since week 11. So to see that this number is only at 1.5, and yeah, you got to lay some juice at minus 120. I still think that's pretty comfortable, especially because we've seen Zach Taylor. Once they get past the 50-yard line, McPherson is clearly a threat because of the way he's been kicking. So over 1.5 total field goals at minus 120 for Cincy.
Also, just keep in mind here, maybe potential Super Bowl MVP pick. Steven, no kicker's ever been named a Super Bowl MVP. Our favorite 2-shot, once again, coming onto your screen. Jules, what do you think here, dude?
Yeah, so in terms of the MVP stuff, I'm actually not looking at Stafford. I would just go to Cooper Kupp at 6-1. I think that he's a guy. He's gonna win Offensive Player of the Year. He's gonna be top 3 in NFL MVP voting, and has a pretty good path to have a big game here. So I would rather take the 6-1 on Kupp and bet some Rams money line or something, and just bypass Stafford. Burrow for sure. Like it has to be that game, that regular season game against the Chiefs that Chase had, like 250 and 3 touchdowns for Chase to steal it from Burrow. It can't be a defensive player on Cincy. I just don't see how it's not Burrow. So plus 225 on Burrow. If you're a Cincy moneyline backer, I think you need some of that. But former DraftKings guy, Adam Levitan, over at Establish the Run, he had a really good tweet. Some same-game parlays that can kind of get you better numbers than betting a straight bet. So if you just bet same-game parlay, Cincy moneyline, and Joe Burrow's passing yardage over, you're looking at plus 300. If Cincy wins and Burrow goes over his passing yardage, you're probably getting a Joe Burrow MVP, and you're getting it at plus 300 there, so you can get just better odds on it. But, I think that's a popular one for a reason. I would just look at getting different exposure across the board, different ways to get in there and cover all your bases.
Bukes, Burrow and Stafford to have over 4.5 combined touchdown passes. That goes along with the public script here.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I do like that one a lot, too. And these are two teams that have been throwing it more in the red zone during these playoffs, too, as well. We really haven't seen Cam Akers, Sonny Michel, even Joe Mixon hasn't been getting as much love in the red zone as it has during the regular season. So, yeah, I do agree with that a lot.